Okay, hi, I'm here on the Business of Law podcast talking with Jessica Anvar of Lemon Law Experts. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Very nice to meet you as well.
So I wanted to point out that both you and I share something in common. I went to UCLA and Loyola. So
Interesting. Wow.
I
Okay.
don't find it that often that some people, at least I'm in Houston now, so maybe in LA it's much more popular. I grew up in LA, but it's always nice to find someone who went to the same schools as me. So I'm
Absolutely.
excited to talk about that. I want to hear a little bit more about Lemon Law Experts. Tell me what Lemon Law Experts is.
Sure. So Lemon Law Experts is a plaintiff's consumer protection law firm. We represent consumers statewide, all the way from Northern California down to Southern California with their defective vehicles. So it can be anything from a motorcycle to a truck, an SUV, a sedan, and everything in between.
And what got you started in this area?
Wow. Well, graduating from Loyola Law School, I did what most students do. I got a clerkship, I got a job. And when I first got a job, it was in a completely different field. It was in family law. And for lack of a better term, it was just gut wrenching, very emotionally based. And I didn't like it. It was too difficult for me emotionally. And I had a buddy of mine. She was telling me about how her car kept breaking down. It was defective. So I got a job with a lemon law firm, kind of on the side of running my own practice at that time. And I saw, wow, there is such a need for consumers to learn that they have great protections with their vehicles. Did some, extensive research on the side of working with this lemon law firm. And I mean, that was in the year 2008. Fast forward to 2022, and here we are, one of the largest lemon law firms really in the nation.
Wow, this is your firm? That's one of the largest?
Yes.
That is really exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about, I've always wondered this, how does a person make money in lemon law? Is it contingency? How does the attorney make money in a lemon law case?
Sure. So it is contingency. We get paid if we win. Under the California lemon law statute, the manufacturer is responsible to pay the consumer's attorney's fees and costs if they win the case, if they are the prevailing party, which makes it so beneficial for the consumers. So they don't have to come out of pocket for their attorney's fees. The defendant has to pay for their fees and costs.
So basically it's a fee shifting statute. Are you taking a percentage also, or is it both? Is it one? Is it?
It can be a little bit of both as well. It really depends on the circumstances and the situation. But our attorney's fees, they do get paid by the defendant.
We also have, and I represent federal employees. We have fee shifting statutes as well. And sometimes we do a hybrid. That's why I asked that question. Sometimes it becomes a little tricky, actually. But in the end, main thing is obviously to make the client happy, as we all know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you made a comment in your interview, which touched me. I remember when I was in Loyola, I actually was struggling with this as well. I would see Loyola is a good enough school where, your top 10%, your top 30% can sometimes get the job in the big law firm and work the 80, 90 hour, or maybe not that much, 70, 80 hour week jobs. But then if you're going to finish it like in the bottom half of the class, you're probably just going to get a good job, but not at that top law firm. But you said that you said exactly what I would say. You were not willing to give up your entire life to someone else, to another law firm for 60 to 80 hours. So I'm curious, first of all, did you know that you wanted to own your own firm or start your own business one day, or is this something that came along later?
It was pretty it was pretty soon after I became an attorney. It was pretty soon after I passed the bar. I worked for that family law firm for about a year. And I was working many, many hours a week. I come from a very entrepreneurial background. It's in my blood, I guess you can say. Most of my family members are all entrepreneurs. And so it was not a difficult decision for me to make. I knew I wanted to be my own entity, my own boss. I'm a very hard worker. So it came very easy for me.
And you knew that you want, as you said in the interview, that you wanted, if you're going to put the time, and you knew you're going to put the time in, but you wanted it to be something that belonged to you, correct?
Absolutely, 1000%.
Let me just deviate for a second and move to LawLinq, which I find, is it LawLinq or LawLink?
LawLinq, LawLinq, yes.
Tell me a
Mhm.
little bit about LawLinq.
LawLinq, another labor of love.
Mm.
This company I started with my husband and also my coworker. We do a lot of, he's very entrepreneurial as well. We do a lot of businesses together. LawLinq is a California State Bar certified lawyer referral service. So this is where we match incredibly qualified attorneys who are panel member lawyers with people who are looking for an attorney in all different practice areas. Anything from bankruptcy to criminal defense, through PI, all types of law.
And how did you get the relation? I mean, I keep going through my mind. How would you get a relations like that to be the firm to work with the California bar on that?
I'm sorry, what do you mean by the question?
So, is this this is sanctioned by the California bar, correct? Is that what you're
We're
saying?
certified. We went through a pretty rigorous certification process with the State Bar of California.
I think I made the assumption in that question, I confused you, is that there's only one. Is there more than one?
I believe we are number 134. However, most are nonprofits. We are for-profit. There are not that many for-profit California State Bar certified lawyer referral services, just because getting the certification was very rigorous. We did it, and our panel member attorneys, they're fantastic. They're all fantastic. They're in good standing with the State Bar. They have a very good reputation and extreme experience with what they do. So when we link up people with attorneys in specific practice areas, they know they're getting fantastic representation.
That's wonderful. So you refer to, based on the area of law, you have certain people on your panel that you refer to?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, let me just bring it back to the big picture before we complete the interview. You say you came from an entrepreneurial background. It's funny, I actually didn't come from an entrepreneurial background. My father worked for the county office education's therapist, but I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know if you've heard of that book, but that had a very deep meaning for me. And but it took a lot of courage for me to start my own business, which is running the law firm and do my other business things. I'm wondering, what type of advice would you give to an attorney, or anybody for that matter, to give them the courage and the strength to go off on their own and not take that, that easy big law firm path, or the typical, the road taken most commonly?
Sure, absolutely. Well, it's not easy. Let me preface it with that. I probably work longer and harder than anybody in my law firm combined. I work 7 days a week. There's some days where I'm working 15, 16 hours a day. You just have to get it done. But the rewards are infinite. When you see the fruits of your labor and what you're able to create. And for me particularly, I like to challenge myself, and I like to constantly challenge myself and see what I'm capable of. There is no compensation that can make up for that. It gives me full satisfaction. What advice would I give to somebody wanting to be entrepreneurial in law is don't stop. Don't stop and keep going full force, 100%. You will always have hurdles. I always tell everybody, if there's a day that presents itself without a hurdle, that's not a good working day for me. There are hurdles every day. The way that you're going to be successful is learning how to overcome those hurdles with strength. Don't let it stop you, and keep pushing forward.
Well,
Don't get discouraged.
That is beautiful. That is a perfect way to end this interview. I want to thank you so much for taking the time. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. It was very nice to meet you as well.
Take care.